Hey, Zach.
Michael. Oh boy. First off, you're smiling too big. I don't know where this is going, but I'm a little worried.
Sorry for those at home or on, even if you're watching YouTube. So I think Clay and Reformed MD are probably our and maybe Corin Wraithsbane, you know who you are our most faithful YouTube watchers. So y'all just have to catch this in person at some point in time. But I did a thing today.
Oh, what'd you do?
I got a tattoo today.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did.
Razook?
Yes.
Are you serious?
I am 100% serious.
Wow.
So it is on my leg. It's a Jerusalem cross.
Are you serious? Yeah. Wow. He got it.
There we go.
Man, let's get a camera zooming in on the thigh. That's amazing. Yeah. Where'd you go?
2:30 this afternoon.
Man, I was supposed to go today.
Oh yeah,
I'll tell you my sad story.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I've got a kid that's sick. That's a tip. Let's zoom past that. My wife said, please do not talk about this. So we'll talk about this later. But so I'm staying home today because my schedule's a little bit lighter today with work. It's easier for me. She's like trying to get in the swing of things. I have my appointment today, like midday. I emailed them. And I'm going back and forth, and I'm like, I don't think I can get this appointment. Can I make another appointment and you take my deposit and apply it to that? Yeah. I think they're slammed. They get back to back every 2 hours because they're so busy probably.
Yeah.
They get back to me.
Let me just say, it was chaos in there.
Was it chaos? Okay, I'd like to hear your perspective. I bet it was.
Yeah.
And they responded like, hey, we canceled your appointment. Just book a new appointment. And I was like, no, you missed my point. I want my money credited to it. Can we do that? And as I'm doing this, like more spots are filling up. There's like less options than there were when I first did it. And I was like, I don't know if I want to like keep spending money on this. And eventually they got back to me. They're like, yep, we'll just, you pay both $50, but we'll credit it towards your time. I was like, great, book this on book tomorrow.
Okay. All right.
And as you know, our boy Clay, he got tatted up today.
Oh, he did?
And I think you guys have a very similar tattoo. Okay. I don't want to steal his thunder.
Okay.
So,
yeah,
but it looks good. And I heard Gabe Faust had an appointment today, so Charles and Bible Church.
Well, let me just say,
okay, yeah,
it was more than 50.
Oh yeah, no, I looked at the price. Clay,
I didn't see the prices, and I expected it probably a little more than 50.
I was like, this is a steal. Like I didn't because the website not great at communicating these things. Great. Yeah, but anyway, tell me about it. This is exciting.
So Chloe went today.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, and y'all will not the exact same, but y'all will have a similar one.
Oh, she's getting? Did she get the? Can we talk about it or no?
Yeah, you can.
The lamb?
No, the lion.
She got the lion.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. On the back of her arm.
Where's she? Like right above the elbow?
Yeah, right above the elbow. She's like, okay. I want it there, except for maybe. Sorry, Chloe, if I'm spilling too many beans.
Well, this won't air for another week or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So she got some time.
Yeah. But I'm concerned about my wedding dress. I'm like, well, don't get it there.
Right. Yeah.
But I guess you can always put foundation or something over it and concealer and do it. So she went before me, but I was not there when she was going because our appointments were like an hour and a half apart. So I think hers was at 1, mine was at 2:30.
That's cool.
So I went in. It was pretty. It felt like two cat claws just kind of like clawing into you. I thought I would be able to go, okay, he's making this cross.
Oh, you could like feel it, but no.
I was like, I could not tell what was going on.
I did tell Clay this. Clay was like, I wonder if it's going to hurt. I was like, I've heard it's like deadlifting 510 pounds. So you probably wouldn't understand. But just kidding. Clay, you're much stronger than I am.
But I was going to get the small one, and they're like, oh, that's too small for a thigh. And they wanted me to get like this Jerusalem cross. And I was like, no.
The $500 or whatever.
So I did go up to like the medium one. So the one you saw was like the medium size.
Yeah.
Or maybe there's like a small, medium, large, and extra large. I got the second largest one. The second smallest one.
I'm so conflicted on what to get. And I don't know where to get this either. Home groups. I was anxiety, and I still do not know what to. This is what I think I'm going to do. I think I am going to get a lamb tattoo. The problem is the bigger lamb one kind of looks like a dog. Like some of these are just, but it's fine.
So maybe we should explain these tattoos to
some
everyone.
Context would be good, right?
Yeah, maybe some context.
So this tattoo shop is in the old city it's in Jerusalem, like right inside. I think it's the Jaffa Gate, and it's like they've been in operation for like 28 generations.
Yeah, since 1300.
So it goes back, over 700 years.
Yeah.
So, and like their oldest, and they use stamps from that time period that are that old. Some of them are 300 years old, some of them are 700 years old, everything in between probably. So really cool, really historic. A lot of people, when they go to Jerusalem, get a tattoo as like a pilgrimage tattoo. That's like a very common thing. Like if you say, I don't know if it's Razuk or however you say it, it's a common, it's like people have those. Jerusalem cross being one of the more famous ones, because I think their oldest one is a Jerusalem cross.
Yeah, so mine is the Jerusalem cross, and it has, I think they're olive branches that go around it. And then there's 3 crowns for the Trinity.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
And then there's the Jerusalem star above it. So you can find that. So
pretty cool.
You can look that up, and you'll see the one that I got.
It's really cool, and it's so historic.
Yeah.
So I was debating between Jerusalem cross, debating from the lion, debating from the lamb. And I'm debating where to get, because some of these are small.
Yeah.
And like a lot of people get them on their wrist. I think that's like some history tradition.
Like I saw them like photocopying one.
Okay.
So a woman wanted it a little bit larger.
Oh, and so they can change it a little bit.
They were able to scale one up for her.
It's just not the stencil, but it's like cool still. It's the design.
Yeah. So you're not physically getting stamped.
Did you
with the
physically
stamp.
get stamps?
Yeah.
See, that's like so cool. That's like really cool.
Yeah, they took the stamp, and he had like this marker that he inked over it. And then he's like all lining it up. And then he's like, all right, go look at it. I can take that ink off.
Yeah. That's
once I do it, that ink's not coming off. So.
It's a done deal. So I don't know. I don't think I want it on. Obviously, you did not want it on your arms. I was like debating, do I want it on my arm? I don't know if I do.
Well, Chloe's wanted mine lower my leg. I was like, you know what? I want if I want someone to see it, I don't want it so high that it's like, that's a little bit like feels weird. But I don't want it so low that it's just showing all the time.
Yeah.
So it's like mid thigh for me. So you probably won't see it unless you ask to see it.
Yeah.
So, and I'm wearing shorts.
Yeah, the combo. Hey, you catch Michael in the Speedo at the pool, you'll see that Jerusalem cross.
You will see the Jerusalem cross. But unless something radical changes in both my body composition and my mindset, you will not catch me in a Speedo at a pool.
Me either. So I'm debating. I think Clay went like mid forearm on his. I'm debating. I've got like this Cairo on my right shoulder. I was debating getting like the lamb like. Well, not. It's the problem is the lamb is so small.
Yeah.
I might get it like
blow that thing up.
Yeah, I could blow it up. I was thinking. I don't know what looks good aesthetically. I'm not a graphic design kind of person.
I mean, look at the shirt you're wearing. You graphically designed that.
So what I was thinking, I've got my Cairo. And I was thinking down the road, maybe I would get like a crown of thorns around the Cairo. I've got nothing. It's very simple Cairo, Alpha Omega. I was thinking about maybe bottom right, getting this little lamb tattoo. And then maybe later down the road, getting like a lion, like the two, and it kind of goes with right there.
But not the Razuk versions of
those. I don't know. I kind of see how it is. I'm sure they are like great. My other concern about the lamb is like it's so tiny.
Yeah.
Like when they're that small, sometimes tattoos are hard.
I'll send you a picture of the stamps that
would be cool
that she took. Now this is the main case. There's a smaller case to the left of this case that's on display there.
Yeah.
That has bigger stamps. So I don't think you're missing out on those, but there's maybe like 5 or 6 that aren't in this picture.
Because really, out of all the stamps, I don't want any really with like Jesus on there. That's like half their stamps. Or with Mary. That's like half their stamps right there.
Yeah. What about Joseph and Mary and the Nativity?
I don't know. Yeah.
So Jill, they do have a nativity, and Jill's all excited about that. I was like, "You can get one." She's like, "No."
Did she go with you?
No,
she was working.
But there's people at our school. So there's a teacher at our school that 2 teachers have been to Jerusalem.
Oh yeah.
One who leads like trips over there every now and then, and she's got like 2 or 3 of the Razuks. And both of them are going back.
That's cool. You should put it in the take 2 or chat Chloe's tattoo. I want to see what it looks like right above the elbow.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like a private person where I don't like want tattoos super visible. I don't have a problem against it, but I'm just like I'm always like I don't know.
That's me. I don't mind having a tattoo, and I don't mind people seeing the tattoo.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be on display 24/7. Whenever I'm out.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking about also getting a Cairo.
Nice. Yeah.
So it would be a Cairo,
yeah.
which is I think everyone knows what it is, but it's the X and the R. Looks like a P in the Greek, and be the first 2 letters of Christ's name. And then the Alpha Omega. You have the Alpha Omega on the side.
Yeah.
And then if you were to extend that row, like the stem of it, and then put a navy fouled anchor. Like
that's pretty cool.
Anchored above, that kind of stuff.
Are you thinking like on your chest, on your back? Like
probably on my back for that one.
Yeah,
and that would
that's pretty cool.
Christopher says he would love to design that.
Oh yeah. It's time. Waiting. That's so cool. That's like super cool.
Yeah.
You, Clay, and if you know Kelly Graham from Grace on the Ashley, he got some when we were in Israel. He got it. Just like that's maybe I'll see some people I know too. That's like so cool. Yeah. But how was it efficient? I know we're running long, but
no. The tattooing itself was efficient. My appointment was at 2:30.
Mm-hmm.
I probably did not get the process didn't start till probably like 3:05.
Oh yeah, so they're probably getting behind.
They were behind at that point in time, and
you had appointments.
I had an appointment, and there was a chess lesson I had at 4.
But you made it though, 2:30 to 4. You're close.
I was 15 minutes late, but thankfully this is the one that Jonathan's son was going to. Like I was like, I'm going to pay for this lesson, but I want you to go. And he reviewed a game between me and Emerson, and so I was like, I told him, I'm like, hey. This was supposed to start at 2:30.
Yeah.
It hasn't started at 2:30, so I might be late. So if y'all are fine, go start without me, and I'll show up when I get there. So,
oh, that's so cool.
I didn't tell him I was going to tattoo. I just said I had an appointment.
Have you had this planned for a while?
I had it planned. Well, I was like, man, I might do that one because I didn't even know anything about it till Sunday night.
Oh yeah, so yeah.
And then because let me say this. When I heard you talking about Razooks and I heard the teacher at school, I was like, that is something I would want to do in the future.
Yeah, it's cool.
When will I get to Jerusalem?
Yeah.
But, they packed up and came here.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah.
So I was like, this is kind of a once in life.
It's pretty cool.
Unless I'm going to travel there, you got to cut hay while the sun's up. So I was like, let's figure this out.
Dude, that is awesome, man. I was so surprised. Wow, that is really cool. Yeah, mine's like tomorrow after Immortal Word. Mine's later in the day than yours was, so it's probably going to be back. It's actually possible. It's going to be like mayhem
just
getting
get
to
there
church.
early, and they'll probably get you worked in.
They can, because they take walk-ins. They stay at least. But cool, nice. Well, I'm glad I could get I was worried I wasn't getting mine rescheduled. Like all this, there's like literally 3 spots to pick from tomorrow when I signed up. So sweet. Well, that's a 12-minute banter right there, but totally worth it. It's a miracle.
It was a miracle that I got a tattoo.
I love it. We're talking miracles. Take 2 or second episode.
Yeah.
The philosophy side. Michael's got to get the philosophical side. So let's take it to the next level. From the hearts of the Low Country in South Carolina,
it's the Take 2 podcast, where we take theology to the next level. All right, so miracles. We talked maybe 2-3 Thursdays ago about miracles from a theological perspective.
That's right.
And I said then, I was like, we should also look at a philosophical perspective.
I like that. Round it out.
Yeah. And so we want to kind of present some of the atheistic arguments against miracles, and we will do our best at not strawmanning those.
I love it. That's right.
And go through those. But Alvin Plantinga, famous philosopher, said that if theism is true, then of course miracles are possible. Indeed, it would be astonishing if the God of theism had never performed one.
Yeah, that's kind of the deal. Like miracles happen, or you can't explain. I think you're right. This is like don't want to straw man, but I feel like if I were an atheist, or what you commonly hear, we can get to more specifics and do a better job, is like, then show me a miracle, or it's like like you can do these things, show me, or
Yeah. And if theism is true, and if God created everything, then you are living in the greatest miracle that God created something from nothing, right? Mm-hmm. So if that happened, then really a snake that's talking,
not a big deal.
Not a big deal.
Not a big deal. Yeah, everything else, becomes a little bit less crazy.
Even though probably a talking snake is not the best translation and interpretation of what.
Don't try to make snakes good, Michael. No, I'm kidding. I think you're right. Yeah.
All right, so we kind of did a little bit of this last one, but just as review, what is a miracle? It's not an anomaly. It's not just providence. It's not, you went through an accident and survived.
Yeah, not an unlikely scenario that is totally explainable. It's not what's behind your ear?
Yeah.
Here's a quarter.
or a card trick or something.
Or yeah, that's right.
It's not magic. It's not illusions. It's not preternatural either.
Fancy word.
You know what preternatural means?
School me.
So preternatural would mean that it is like outside of nature. So what we would ascribe things that angels do as preternaturalists.
It's not natural.
It's outside of our nature, but it's within their nature to do that thing. And this actually came out of a paper I had to write. A paper and some slides I put together. But this, is how I'm going off of their definition of things.
Okay, yeah. Very, very good. So we've got this quote, my favorite guy, Richard Swinburne. What's his background, you know?
Yeah.
Did you quote him in your paper? Is this like this is from your paper, and you just very cool.
So I may not remember all of the quotes, but you can just read it. It's good.
Great. A miracle is an event of an extraordinary kind, brought about by God and of religious significance. And I like that because there's like a few conditions there that kind of help paint a picture that God's got to bring this about. There is religious significance. It's not just random. And it is an event of extraordinary kind, and extraordinary in the real sense of that word.
Right. And I'll just say, Richard Swinburne, William Lane Craig refers to him a lot. So I'm familiar with the name, but I couldn't tell you more. He is a philosopher of religion somewhere, maybe in the UK somewhere, but don't quote me on that. All right, so why are miracles necessary?
Yeah, what's the big deal?
Because if you can show miracles are not possible, then you defeated Christianity.
Yeah.
Because our whole story revolves around miracles going on. So without miracles, Bible lacks credibility because there's miracles in there. There's a guy.
It undercuts the veracity right there.
There's a dead guy that lands on Elisha's bones and comes back to life.
Yeah. There you go.
Jesus claims lack any validation. He didn't rise from the grave.
Because this is what gets me is if, some people will say, I believe the Bible, but it's like all totally spiritualized where it's like, it's like a good story. Yeah. His life lives on in us or something. And I'm like, man, I don't want to believe that. That's it. Like, there's no appeal, right?
Right. Yeah. And ultimately, we only have these kind of here and now meaning, but there's like no ultimate meaning.
That's exactly right.
We talked about the resurrection collapsing. Christianity is falsifiable. Christianity makes a lot of claims. If you could stipulate that someone found Jesus' bones in the grave, guess what? Christianity is false. I'm not saying that there's no God, but there are lots of parts of Christianity that you can test and potentially falsify. They've stood the test of time for 2,000 years, although I'm not saying everyone has. But there's been no knockdown, Christianity is obviously false because of fill in the blank. Yeah,
that's the crazy thing about the Bible is that it is a historical record where, and it's a big book. I don't know if you looked at your Bible, very thin pages crammed where it's like, you comb through that and there are, if you can prove these things are wrong, that goes hard against the truthfulness.
All right, we got another quote. I don't know who this is, so don't ask me. I assume he's my guess would be he's some German philosopher. Wolfhart Pannenberg said the resurrection of Jesus is a historical event that can be investigated with the means of historical research. So
I love it. So, Mr. Philosopher, why are miracles philosophically possible?
Well, if God exists, then he can act within his nature.
True.
And he's more powerful than we are.
Okay.
So he can do things that, if he created all this, then he can interact with it in ways that we can't. One of the analogies, it may be further down here in the notes, but if we see it later, we'll just skip over it. Is that a computer programmer can interact with his code and do things like if you were in the code, it would look like it's miraculous.
You're like you're in the program. You're like, what's going on? Right. And just this programmer's making it. Making it happen. And so what you're saying too is at some level the code is not holding the programmer hostage.
Right. That's right. So since God is the one who created what we see, he's not bound by those laws. He's not necessarily breaking those laws. You could say, is he breaking the laws of nature? Or is he outside the laws of nature. I don't know that that's a fruitful conversation. He's not bound by those laws, and he can act outside of that.
You've got this guy, I'm not familiar with him, C.S. Lewis?
C.S. Lewis.
Nice. Always got away with words. He says, if we admit God, must we admit miracles? Indeed, you have no security against it. That is the bargain. You got to have one. You can have the other.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to get into some of the objections here, and obviously we are not going to do full academic rigor on these. We're going to give you a thumbnail sketch of these objections and why we think they fail. And then if you want to interact and say, hey...
maybe later on.
Yeah, maybe we'll come back to it.
That's good. We could expand one down there. That's smart. I like it.
So Spinoza was this Jewish guy in Spain who was forced to outwardly convert to Christianity because he lived kind of during the Spanish Inquisition.
That time.
But he was really probably an atheist. He's he is a idealist like René Descartes, but he's on the other side of the fence. René was a Christian, Spinoza not a Christian, and he made the claim natural laws are immutable and therefore miracles are impossible.
If laws are in place, they govern the world. It's like you can't just willy-nilly. If laws are laws and it's nature, it's not like we can break the speed limits. If it's like it rained, the water cycle is the water cycle.
If it could be broken, then it's not a law.
Yeah,
type
right.
of thing.
Okay,
Right. And of course, we even see, some of what Hume would say would go against, and we'll get to what Hume will say later, would go inveigh against this. But we see, even the law of gravity is sometimes still called the theory of gravity because we are looking at it and we observe it over and over and over and over again. But it's not like we can peer into the things that actually make gravity work. We know that mass attracts to each other. We have mathematical equations that describe gravity, but we are describing a phenomenon we witness over and over and over again. So they're descriptive, not necessarily prescriptive. And like we said above, if God authored them, then he can act beyond them.
Yeah, that's good. For God to feed a 5,000 by multiplying loaves is no more a violation of the laws of nature than for him to create loaves in the first place. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So, he's God. Do either or. It's kind of the same thing.
This is John Lennox.
Johnny boy.
He's a mathematician and philosopher from Ireland.
Oh,
he's probably one of the best people to listen to because he's got this Irish accent. Nice. He'll tell you about God. But that's John Lennox. Really good.
David Hume.
Yeah. So David Hume, he wrote a lot. I actually had one professor who thought David Hume was actually a devout Christian. Who wrote, he was like, I am going to take your philosophy to the end and show you how it fails.
Absurd
He's the only person I ever know who thought that.
That's funny.
But I think that was Richard Howe who believed that. But most people take him as an actual atheist, like they take him at his words. And he had a couple different arguments. He wrote a whole book, I think, called Against Miracles. And so we're going to just kind of summarize some of the main ideas out of that. Hume would say we have uniform evidence. We never have uniform evidence for miracles, but instead we have uniform evidence of the mundane, like the regular. And so, but this kind of assumes what you want up front. If he's going to assume that all of our experience is not miracles. Well, the only way you could come to that conclusion is that you've already rejected everything as not a miracle.
It's not from the that's right.
And so this is not necessarily a great response, and we're going to kind of dive more into some of what he has to say. John Ehrman said in response, Hume's argument against miracle is an abject failure. That's in 2000. So most philosophers don't buy into
I hear
Hume
this a lot.
today.
I'm not in the philosophy game, but it seems like a lot of what Hume did, that's where people land. Not where that one guy who said he's trying to prove the absurdity, but they're kind of some of his arguments kind of where they lead is not the best. Even atheists, that kind of thing, admit some of that.
It was really good to kind of shake up the thought of that day and make people reconsider assumptions. Hume would go on to say stuff that you could really not know cause and effect.
that you're like, that kind of undercuts
it's just
all of
correlation.
Science.
Yeah. And the example that he used was like billiard balls. Like you see one ball rolling and hit another ball, and you assume that this ball caused that other ball, but you don't really know that. You're just correlating this action with this result. And so what he's guarding against is the prompter hoc fallacy, where something happens, therefore you assume that's the cause.
Oh, gotcha.
Correlation is not causation. But, at some level, we got to...
If the same
billiard
thing
balls, I think we can safely assume. Yeah. All right, probability argument. Hume says evidence for regularity always outweighs the rare events. And so he would basically, in conjunction with his previous thing, that we have uniform experience of the regular. And then, so I have all this regular experience. Then you try to give me evidence of a miracle. My overwhelming experience of not miracle will lead me to almost dismiss out of hand. I have all of this experience of not miracles. Your evidence is not going to be good enough to persuade me to believe it's an actual miracle.
Yeah, and I think on a practical level, I kind of get this. Like some people are always trying to tell me there's a miracle, and I'm probably more skeptical maybe than I should be. And I'm like, really? And because it tends to be the same people have like all of these miracles, and that can. So but it doesn't. I think that can be true on one level, that most of the time it's not miracles, but to me that's not like overwhelming that most of the time it is not miracles. Doesn't mean maybe some of the time miracles could happen. I don't know.
Right. One of the ways that we can kind of show an argument is not good is if we kind of take it to its logical conclusion and say it proves too much, and so therefore it can't be good. And so a lot of what Hume argued about miracles is that they're singular events. And so
a one and done.
It's a one and done. You're not, and it's like, even if you observed it and you try to give me the evidence for it, I'm going to be skeptical. But any singular event now falls prey to this. Like Hume's own birth was a singular event.
So can we trust that?
Why should I trust that Hume ever existed? Like you give me a book that he supposedly wrote, but I have a whole lot of experience of Hume not being born.
Right, that one time Hitler like exterminated the Jews. It's like that wasn't like happening a lot. I don't know.
Yeah. So any singular event would fall prey to that. So William Lane Craig says, if we were to rule out singular events a priori, which is before we even kind of look at the evidence, we would have to give up much of history, cosmology, and even evolutionary biology. All right, so I wanted to talk a little bit about Bayesian probability. There's an equation for Bayesian's probability.
Yeah.
If you're interested, go look it up. Wikipedia has a good article on it. We're not going to go over the equation itself, but we're going to kind of tell you kind of the principles that you see in that equation. And basically, the equation says that we have to, in order to determine if anything is true, we take the background evidence into account.
Okay.
Like if we have a lot of background evidence that birds fly.
Yep.
And you told me the other day you saw a bird fly. Okay.
Yeah, you're not surprised.
I'm going to accept that.
Yeah.
But if I have a lot of background evidence that tells me birds don't fly, and you told me a bird fly, then it's less likely I'm going to believe that. And so we have our background evidence, and then we have the evidence of the individual event that's happening.
Okay, yeah.
I don't necessarily, I'm kind of not going off of these.
That's great, yeah.
Because I don't like how when I told Chat what to write, it didn't follow my direction.
Come on, Chat, do better. Do better.
So I'm just going to wing a summary of this. So basically, on Hume's argument, he's basically really looking at that background evidence that it would have a variable in Bayesian equation, and saying it rules the day. But Bayes' equation shows mathematically that given proper evidence of an actual event, then it can change our background evidence. We can go, okay, and then we have to reconstruct it.
Yep.
And so you can show that even in an unlikely event, if no other good explanation exists for it, then you can have a miracle.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay, I like that. That's good. So it's like looking at it from more of like an equation perspective where statistics like these things
and you can put actual values in, like, and even if something is very, very improbable given background evidence, if it is the best possible explanation and you have good supporting evidence for it, then the equation can come out to an improbable event on the background evidence still being a probable likely event that occurred.
I like what we try to do in the past is kind of hit these different areas of this.
So it's like the mathematical side of it.
I like it. I see we've got some other skeptical arguments. I can resonate with this first one, psychological explanations, because like going back to my thing, it's like sometimes people are not reliable. Like it's like the crazy people who like miracles, and maybe you just assume like, okay, hallucinations, that kind of thing, or it's like they really want to.
So you're saying you're a Christian, and maybe there's other Christians who have said something and you doubt it,
and maybe it was true, but I'm always like default skeptic, even if I don't know you, probably it would mean a lot more if Pastor Joel or you were like, this is what happened. I know you're a logical person. Either you got caught up in the moment, or this what, and so I'm still leaving some doubt, even as someone who believes miracles happen. The source matters to me.
Yeah. But like if 500 trustworthy people all said something, and then some of them died for, if it was a lie, they would know it was a lie. Because people die for a lie sometimes, but they don't know it's a lie. Right.
But
people don't knowingly die for lies.
Yeah.
So if 500 people did that and they were trustworthy, that'd be good evidence that, wow, maybe
more than good evidence.
Maybe there was something that happened.
Compared to like someone who's like in a loony bin, who's like, I saw, it's like that's a one-off versus 500 people.
I just put this bread in my toaster. It came out and it had the picture of Jesus on there. You know, it was a miracle.
It was a miracle.
Do you not believe that?
Yeah. So I like the way you framed it, because there is. Christianity is not one person saying this random thing.
Right.
It is so much more thoroughly documented and attested to, and so that's basically what you'd have to say.
Right.
500, whatever, that would be, that's good.
And there are, enemies of Christianity, not just people who were eventually converted, but people who were never converted, who said,
that's right.
In history said, this person who worked miracles and, supposedly rose from the dead or something. Like, even if you wouldn't say that's enough to attest that it's a miracle, should say, well, it's enough that there was something here, that people weren't just making it up. It was kind of known in that area. So you can't explain away a group experience, and this is, it's kind of your psychological effect. It's hard for 500 people to have the same, hallucination. We don't have any evidence of that. Other religions' miracles, you got to test Christianity's miracles for themselves. You can't. Just because we could show other miracles are false doesn't mean that Christianity's are false. Craig Keener says, to dismiss all miracle claims out of hand is to ignore the testimony of hundreds of millions of people worldwide. And there is a book of well-attested miracles. And I think it may be this Craig Keener. I should look it up. But from what I'm told, it's a fairly large book, and like all the documentation is there. And he just says, here's the claim, here's the evidence to support it. This is what people thought about it. And you can kind of like make your own decision. Here's the claim. Here's the evidence to support it. And it kind of goes from, the 2,000 years between us and Christ. Yeah,
that's probably pretty amazing, because to your point too, there are a lot of people in there are not necessarily all Christians. So like, we saw this thing and it was weird and it was crazy. And I like that a lot. So what are some counter arguments that would be like, hey, miracles, we can get behind them?
Yeah. So if you had good testimonial evidence, like you were saying, someone who's trustworthy, maybe even from hostile witnesses. So sorry, I got it. So we know, like Paul, dead set against it.
Yeah.
Peter denied the Lord. Jesus's half brothers.
Yeah, that's good.
Were converted.
Yeah.
And we know that they were hostile to Jesus. So there are people who were hostile but still were converted in light of the evidence. Miracles can function as meaningful signs, not just random stuff. So we think that miracles authenticated the word. We said that they were distinct from improbable natural events. And, if, like we said, if theism is true, then you really shouldn't have a problem with miracles.
Right.
Yeah, they kind of go hand in hand. Lee Strobel said, to be an atheist, I had to believe that nothing produces everything. Non-life produces life. Randomness produces fine-tuning. And those leaps of faith were too big. So
you're not getting away from you can't have an equation for everything, no matter where you land.
Yeah, you got to have some type of magic, some type of miracle in order to explain, what we did here. So, again, broad brush here.
Yeah, it's good.
We're not, this is not an academic paper. So, but some of the things that Hume and Spinoza kind of famously, brought up against miracles and kind of the framework, well, how can we believe in a miracle? Well, we believe that there is a personal God who can act and can involve himself in creation. So,
I love it. Do we have Miracles 3?
Maybe
yeah,
a response.
Right. We'll see what
it
happens.
Would be a miracle if we do, right?
I love it. This is good. To take 2, Miracles 2 in the books. Any parting words?
No, good.
All right, that's our take. Thanks for listening to Take 2. Find us wherever you find podcasts and on YouTube for those who want to watch our videocast.